The first game. It's called Worm Game. That's right. It's a game about worms and being a worm. Look at it. Look at the way it moves. Look, like, honestly... Oh, it's so good feeling. Hello, sir. You look like you'll eat me. You have a trail of blood behind you. You should get that fixed. That's probably bad. Avoid. Yoink. Worm. Yeah, it's kind of like wet, right? Oh, come on, man. Get out of my door. Alright. I'm a worm to surpass Metal Gear. Exactly, dude. How close can I get to those worms? How close can I... Yep. Alright. We've escaped. Wait, why are there so many worms, dude? The worm game is increasing in power. I love the little legs. Like, look at the way that they're animated. It's so simple, but it feels really visceral. You know what I mean? Like, it has, like, kind of a wet quality to everything. There's too many. Look at them. Look at their gross little feet, dude. The worms, Mason. Ooh. I feel like if it touches me, I'm dead. Oh, come on, man. Get out of the door. Get out of the door. Get out of the door. Alright. Gotta wait for our moment. This is not good. This is not good. Carnivorous worms. Got it? I'm gonna become very small. Scrunching up on myself. Got it. Oh. They're blind. Blind carnivorous worms. I'll ask the devs about the animations, like how they actually do the animations, because it's phenomenal, honestly. Like, it just feels really gross to be a worm, you know? It feels worm-like. And this is increasing in difficulty, mostly because it's increasing in worms. And the performance is quite good, too, despite having so many worms. I wonder how many they could have on one screen. Jesus. Nope. Almost. Got it. Oh, come on, man. Get out of here. Get. Sick. There's so many. Oh, no, get out of my... Come on, man. This is my bedroom. Get. Gone, get. Oh, God, no! Wait, what just happened? It bit me and I went back in time. No! Look at my dead worm husk. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, God. My sad little worm body was left there. I died once. Sir, someone's entering the vaults. They made it through this. Wait, is that a recording of me? That is unironically a recording of me. It recorded a replay of my gameplay. Okay, that's actually really cool. Wait, is that lasers? Bro, you have lasers in here? Oh, am I leaving footprints? I am leaving footprints on the ground. Weird worm prints. I can't wait to have worms and lasers. This is getting weird. Yeah, the level of detail is quite cool. Like, the footprints on the ground is really interesting. I love that. And the fact that it's, like, recorded makes me want to do this. And then just see if it records that. And, like, is there a maximum bounds to the recording? Like, how broken can we make this, you know? I died once. Wait. How did I lose another heart? I only died one time. Odd. Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if when I started a new level, I started with 3 hearts. That might have been it. Look at the walls. The walls are meat, dude. Wait. Wait, are we a parasite? Am I a parasite? I'm probably a parasite, aren't I? I bet I am. I feel like a parasite. Okay, so it doesn't hurt them. One of the hearts at the start lost 2 HP instead of giving? Wait, really? There was a negative heart? Is that true? It's a bit odd. Oh, this is complicated and weird. I love that. Chet, I need to come clean with you. I have worms. Worm games, technically, but now you know. Yeah. I got them from Bajo, so it's fine. Yeah. We have ads. We're gonna wait on the ads. Am I inside of Bajo? That's the strangest thing any human being's ever asked me. But technically in this game, I would say yes. Yeah.
Dadbit_gaming said, have you seen this game on Steam called Light Up the Town?
No.
It's a cozy game, and part of the description reads,
yeah.
Play as Bean, a precocious young ferret.
Yeah, it's a ferret.
Link incoming. https://
We actually talked about this the other day. A bunch of people from the community reached out to the devs, but they never responded. We would have shown it for Indiecember. I hope that they do before the end of the month, because that game looked great. Yeah.
Camcorder with 2000 bits said, okay, well, horses is a great prime reason why I am utterly terrified to make weird games. The exact reason why.
Really? Why would you be... Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, go look at the content of that game before you absorb the fear from opinion pieces on the internet. Yeah. Go make weird games. Do it. Also, I beat the TTSQ. Victory is mine.
Yokel Abductee said, hey Thor, have you heard of a game coming next year called Ultra Pool? The team making it called it the Balatro of Pool. It is top-down 2D and the 3D effect of the balls is done with texture shaders. I saw it on TikTok last night, and here is a Steam link for it for anyone interested. https://
I will skip the link. That actually sounds cool. I dig that. The lost life was just a visual bug. You start with a minimum 3 lives on each level, but keep the extras. Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Worm Game devs. I will have you guys on the call in about 45 minutes. Or when I complete Worm Game. Based on the amount of content that is in whatever build you've given me. Either way, it's quite fun. I can't wait to talk to you guys about this, because you've got a lot of really interesting feel to it. Be gone, Bezos. Alright, Bezos is gone. But yeah, no. Thank you, devs in chat. The missing heart, they said, was just a visual bug. But this I can't wait to talk to you about it because this feels really good, and I'm also interested in your lighting system because if you look at the lighting, it's actually doing, like, good lighting maps on all the environment, not just lighting stuff up, like it's actually got, like, a light map for that makes it look like it's hitting the raised blocks. And if you look, it's lighting this edge here, and I want to see what it does on the other side. And as you can see, it's now lighting this edge. So they're using, like, a really cool light map, actually. Yeah. It looks good. Hell yeah. Wormin'. I love that your body is, like, vulnerable. Like, incredibly vulnerably shaped, right? Like, it's terrifying how vulnerable your body is, because it's, like, long and squishy, right? But you can scrunch it up to be, like, a smaller hitbox. But that means that you have to move in certain ways, like, if I dive past this, I have to go like that, you know? Like that, so that my long worm body doesn't stay across the lazy. It's almost like it's a worm. Yeah. Oh! I think that hit the tip of my tail and didn't kill me. I think I somehow survived that. Oh. Non-vital tail end, exactly. George, dude, don't go. You know what's down there. It can't be done. I'm having a worm flashback. Okay, that's a... Oh god. It's me, Solid Worm. Worm snake, dude. Can I just go in the middle? I can just go in the middle. Sick. Yeet. An eye, liquid worm. No. I like how we're, like, in a facility now. You know? Ever more complicated. Worm-based defenses. Oh, no. I screwed it up. Oh, God, my horrible, sad worm skeleton. Hey, guys, I just want to call out how many bones I have as a worm. It's horrifying, really. Yeah. Yeah, deeply horrifying. Worms don't have bones? This worm does. It's your exoskeleton? Nah, it's on the inside, dude. It's my worm bones. You know what kind of bones I have? Survive. Okay. Now that one's gonna be open and scary. Got it. Carnivorous worm. Glorious worm life. Got it. Nice. This is crazy. I love this, that you guys are evolving on every one of these traps, and every environment feels very, very spooky, to be honest with you. It is kind of terrifying. Got it. It feels really good, though, because the whole time it feels like unforgiving, but built in a way that feels quite right for that. And the evolution on the difficulty of this is also a bit randomized by the fact that you have randomized pathing carnivorous worms. I really like that. It makes me excited to see what the next mechanic is that I'll unlock, right? Wormin. Oh! I suck. Oh, god damn it. Oh, there's a way to cascade failure. I don't like that. Okay. Okay. You can totally cascade failure all of your lives. Look at my scrunched up worm bones. This is bad. This is bad. This is really bad. Shit. I think I'm dead. I think I'm actually dead, dude. I think I soft-locked myself. No, I soft-locked myself. Cascade worm failure. Pretty good. Yeah, skill issue, dude. Worm issue, more like. It had to happen eventually. Got it. Why are the enemy worms not hit by lasers? Obviously. Those worms have armor. Armored worms. To surpass Metal Gear. Terrifying, truly. Wormin. Got it. This is tense, dude. You guys have made a really intense, simple mechanically, but difficult skill-wise video game. And I really enjoy it. It's actually like a lot more difficult than I anticipated. And a lot more tense than I anticipated. Because even one wrong move, you're done. You're worm food. It'll be a neat speedrun game. I can't wait to see speedrunners rip this apart. Because they will. Oh, god damn it. I screwed it up. Got it. Wormed. Yeah, a speedrun game for this would be awesome. Caterport raised to the ground. Oh, Caterport. They're caterpillars. You're the one who caused the destruction of Caterport. The University of Caterport? But yes. And you and your partner were working on some kind of weapon? Funded by the government? It's not a weapon. The project was for clean energy. But considering the damage potential of this thing, I mean, it's basically a weapon, right? I mean, in the same way that nuclear can be a weapon, sure, but it's also energy. So you're saying this is a state-funded nuclear weapon? Goddamn news. University of Sciences confirmed state-funded nuclear weapon. Okay, thank you. This is exactly how the news works. It's exactly how it works. The lasers are now yellow. And scary. Oh! Okay. Okay. Now they go back and forth. Look at this state-funded nuclear weapon, guys. Right? Yeah. Oh my god, wait, there's red ones and yellow ones now? Are they caterpillars? Are they worms? Ah, shit. I was trying to rotate into it. It didn't work. There we go. There we go. This is getting a lot more complicated as we go. Come on. The AI of the worm, dude. I have 1 life left. I have 2 lives left. Wait, that's a yellow one. Oh yeah, okay, it's rotating back now. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, wait, what? Okay. The laser was stopping it until the laser wasn't stopping it. Oh, alright. I got rused. Rused by the laser. There's so many. There's so many lasers. Why are there so many lasers? There are so many lasers, Chad. There's so many worms. Infiltration. Ah, shit. Okay. Gotta worm it up. No, push him. Push that worm out of the way. Got it. Terrifying. Oh, come on, man. Got it. You're wormed? Dude, I almost got wormed there. That's true. Really like the music. It's very tense. And it's like simple, but it feels nice, to be honest with you. I'm interested in their process for level design too, because it doesn't feel random. It feels very difficult, but good. And it doesn't feel unfair. It feels like each time I do this, I do have to kind of dissect the difficulty of whatever it is that they're doing. But there's also physics-related stuff involved, so I want to understand like the design of the carnivorous worms, because they seem like they're moving on a pattern. Because they generally stay in the same little area. They sort of move like an S formation, and then back in an S formation again, as you can see there. Ooh. Yeah, it's really interesting. Is it Unity? It might be Unity. I'll ask him all about this when we get on there. I don't want to spoil the interview by asking in chat. Yeah. Well, it's all math and physics. It's more a matter of how it's expressed, right? That was cool. Alright. If you make that noise, lasers can't hit you. It's true. Yeah. As long as you make like a sound, you become invulnerable in video games. It's true. Nope. I screwed up the timing. Alright. Oh, come on. There we go. Being backed into a corner, surrounded by carnivorous worms. Never thought I'd go that way, but, you know. There was always a chance. Always a chance. Got it. Next level should have glass walls the lasers pass through. That would really suck. Jesus. Settle down now, Satan. I'm starting to see the pattern in the worms. Their movements do follow kind of a trend for how they work. Which is cool. Got it. Yeah, here we go. No one's come this far. Except one person. You, sir. Correct, so I should know. Undoubtedly, sir. I'm gonna go kill the king of caterpillars. I soon will be the king. One Wormson. Yeah. Developers, I'm gonna start a petition to change that one line in the text from person to Wormson. For no other reason that they are worms. Putting that to you now. Wormson. Only one Wormson. Okay, we're in... Oh, it's a bullet hell now. Alright, alright. A little bit of worm Toho. Honestly, easier to understand than the lasers. Yeah. But wait, it's gonna have that plus lasers. Yeah, it is. This is easier for my worm brain to understand. Aw, shit. Faster. Faster. I think a lot of this is if you stop to think about it, you're probably going to die. Like there, I stopped to think about it. No think, only worm. Ooh, that'll kill you on the tail. All right. Damn, dude. All right. Yeah, I gotta stop hesitating. Hesitation is the worm killer. Fear is the worm killer. Fear nothing. Oh, there's always a pattern? Dude, 100%. There is definitely a pattern, but there's a little bit of randomization from the physics ridiculousness, which I can appreciate, personally. Because that means that it's different. Eventually. Only based because we have a spinning object and then a laser that gets, or a ball that hits it. Which is very interesting, actually. Alright. Like that, there. The orbs are the scariest part about this right now. Oh, come on. The orb. Why? It's killing me. Oh, God. Get out of here, dude. Thank you. Sir? Sir, you can't park here. Sir. Sir. You can't park there. Leave. Jesus Christ. God damn it. Got it. No! Two of them followed me in. Go away, dude. Leave. Oh my... You can't park here. You can't park here. I made it. You might have put one too many orbs in this place? No, increase them, worm game. Involving believable details about quantum mechanics and analogies to wormholes is how we got this thing to produce energy willy-nilly. And now it could power the entire city of Caterport. Damn, you really are a genius. This is our best invention so far. And as long as it's slotted into this adapter, it's completely stable. Which, of course, it definitely is currently. Right. And that strap is like, for keeping it nice and slotted? Yep. So maybe we should, like, put it on the strap? Dude, This thing is shaking like the horror. The deep horror. All right. Now we have Frost World. Oh, okay. The worms have eyes now. I don't like that. I don't like that the worms have eyes. I don't like that. I don't like that the worms have eyes. Easy to manipulate, though. So that should be fine. Because I move faster than the worms with eyes. Sick. Yeah, they have eye, technically. Oh, no. Wait. We're gonna have orbs, and worms, and lasers, and worms with eyes. Did you guys know that this dev is actually a monster? Did you know that? Did you know that? This dev's a monster. Yeah. We got 2 minutes before the devs come on, and I get to scream at them for the horror that they've produced. Evil incarnate, I would say. Oh. Oh, God. All right. Let me turn the audio down, and then we're gonna call the devs.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fine?
I can absolutely hear you. So, if you want to introduce yourself to the community, absolutely go for it. Tell them who you are, what you're working on.
Hi everyone, my name is Rune. I'm the developer of Worm Game.
Are you a solo developer too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Been working on this game for maybe like 3 years, a bit of breaks here and there, but yeah. It's kind of like a side project that became a bit more of a full project. So right now it's the main project that I'm working on.
Really? So how? And you said for 3 years, just about?
Yeah, I guess just about. But I've had like some client work, like some external projects that have taken some of the time away from it as well. So
that's super fair.
In the beginning, it was kind of like I was working on another game at the same time as well. So it's hard to calculate exactly how many. Yeah.
That's super fair. And like it's crazy too. So you did all of the work on this. Like you didn't do any contractors or anything like that, or did you actually go with contractors for certain aspects of it, such as music, things like that?
No, I made the music and the art as well.
That's fantastic.
Everything is like in-house, but I guess I borrowed some help from my girlfriend sometimes to just like.
That's fair.
Oh, geez, totally got a bugged cinematic. I'm sorry about that, but yeah.
That's a bug cinematic? Well, I mean, they're all bugs, technically.
That's completely, that's like that's the dialogue for the wrong cinematic, yeah.
Okay. No, this is the dialogue for the last cinematic. That's fair.
Yeah, you can feel free to skip this one, just click yes.
Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, I wouldn't be sorry at all. The way that I always feel about it is when we're doing these types of showcases, there's always going to be bugs, there's always going to be scuff. I'm always going to find something that's broken, right? And it's not that big of a deal, you know?
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Oh, this is horrifying. What? Oh, I got my butt stuck on it. I got my butt stuck on it again. Stop getting your butt stuck.
Yeah, you got a sticky butt. I must say, though, you're really good at this game.
Thank you. I feel like I'm terrible at it, which I guess is sort of the point, right?
We obviously want people to just feel terrible at this game, but
honestly, I mean, it feels fantastic, and it feels like a lot of the environments are really just I'm getting screwed by my own inability to move the mouse in a way that makes sense more than I am by the game cheesing me. Like this is me just failing, right? Like that's 100% me just failing to move my hand correctly. And I think it's probably because I'm keeping a conversation at the same time, you know? Yeah, this is definitely like a 100% a focus game, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It's not an idle game.
No, 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 no. It's very precision based too. I really love the lasers. I love the way that the overall game feels. Like the different types of enemies have been really cool. I hate the orbs. You know,
Yeah, they look very innocent, but they're
they are
hell.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest,
Oh,
like I want people to feel like they're having a good time overall when
I
playing
do.
it. So if people are genuine like, oh shit, like this is just stress and pain, then I probably would want to change something. But I expect people to be like very tense at the very least.
It is definitely tense. I wouldn't say that it's stress and pain. I would say that it is tense, and it makes you think differently about how you move every time. And death is a learning experience in the game. None of that
Yeah.
feels negative to me. It is definitely rage inducing when something happens you don't realize will happen, like what just happened there. But that's because I wasn't respecting the way that laser normally moves. The game teaches you through visuals exactly how everything is going to work, and then it is up to my failure to forget that under certain circumstances.
Yeah. You kind of have to die in order to learn what to do.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. Like that
Mm.
as a player feels correct to me. It doesn't feel like I'm being cheesed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Gotta live, gotta live, gotta live, gotta live, gotta live. Yes!
You got this.
This is
Nice.
the most insane level so far, dude. So tell me about your design process for this. Actually, no. Let's talk about the roots. What made you want to make a game with worms and traps? Right? Like what was the beginning of this? How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, um, it kind of started out with just trying to make a Christmas gift for my sister's kids. So I was kind of like, I was just sitting down with a blank Unity project, and I had no idea what to make. And I wanted to make like a bunch of mini games, and one of the mini games would be like this wormy thing, or like this thing that would like get to the other side of the room without being hit by another wormy thing. And it kind of just it started off with just knowing that I wanted to do something interesting with nodes that are following other nodes that are following other nodes. You get like this
Hmm.
chain. I just have fun designing things in that way, and the game kind of just like made itself after that. At least that's what it feels like. I
That's
had
actually
an
really
idea,
interesting.
and I
I'm
just
amazed that it started
yeah
as a Christmas present, right?
yeah.
What an interesting thing for that to have. That's wild.
Yeah, and then in that first like rendition of the game, I guess, or like whatever to call it, everything was just randomly generated levels,
Really?
uh, and kept that in the game for a while.
I feel like
And
that would
then
be impossible at certain points if it's randomly
yeah,
generated.
yeah, because like the design is very difficult when you all you can do is adjust like number of rooms and like a seed, a random seed.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Just
Like it.
hope and pray that it's a good level.
Yeah, because at that point you have no idea. You can't curate it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, you can influence it a little bit. Like I want more of this type of enemy and less of this other thing, and yeah. But in eventually, I kind of just started hijacking the random generation algorithm and made it possible to like tweak every single aspect of it. So every
Makes
room can
sense.
be manually positioned and
God,
whatnot. Hmm. But
this
I
is
do still have
terrifying.
random generation in the game though through
You
like
you
this
do.
random mode. Yeah.
That's actually really cool. I mean, like there's a little bit of randomness that I felt with like the orbs bouncing around because I mean, they're physics, so like weirdness is going to happen
Yeah.
there. Because I have
Yeah,
no
it's
idea. I have no idea where the orb's going to bounce if it hits another orb, for instance. I know that that's likely just based on like the spherical nature of that object. But as a player, it's like,
yeah,
oh god, these are the scariest thing in the game because you have no idea what's going to happen.
yeah. You're right about that. Like, yeah, I don't even know what's gonna happen when two orbs bounce into each other as well. Because like I kind of like hacked my own little collision response. I in the beginning I tried to make every part of the game completely like deterministic, and it's kind of important to do that in order to get the same outcome each time you play the level.
Yeah.
But I discovered that when just like using the standard Unity physics, there's a lot of like small things that could break the determinism. So it turns out that if you do the collision detection with like raycasts instead, you pretty much get a very deterministic result. So that's why that's why those collisions those bounces are a bit weird sometimes. Like it's just my made up rules for how they should bounce.
That's fair though. I mean, like you found something you didn't like really the way that it felt, and you built something totally different. You know, and that's cool. I think that's valid and fair, and it makes sense. And as a player, like I'll sit here and just bemoan it for 10,000 years, but it adds to the game, and it's just another obstacle to overcome. It doesn't feel like it ruins the game in any way. In fact, it adds quite a bit to it, at least for me.
I don't know. That's good.
And I've been really enjoying it. The game's quite tough. I really enjoy that. How do you balance something like this? How, like, is it something that you just sit down and play it a ton until you're like, okay, this feels solvable?
Yeah, I mean, I try my best to be like humble enough when playing it that I try to imagine like how it would be like for somebody who hasn't played over 1,000 hours of this. But I routinely fail at that task, and I need to either get my girlfriend to test it or other people to test it in order to find out if I'm completely wrong or not. And it turns out like at least 40% of the time I am completely wrong, and I have made something that is just too difficult.
Way too hard. Yeah. Oh God. That makes sense. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like a feel check. But I do think that everything in this, to me, so far, I think you've hit the mark. It feels solvable. It just feels like I'm bad when I get hit, you know? Where it's like I approached a problem from the wrong angle, like this, right?
Yeah.
Where I should know that that's going to happen because I've seen that a million times throughout this.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like eventually it becomes a little bit second nature to predict those kinds of things, even though in the beginning it's completely unpredictable.
Yeah, in the beginning it feels like this is impossible. And then later it feels like, okay, I understand the pattern now. I can do that each time. And then it's just down to hand skill kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So with a game that has this many kind of like defined traps and features with this, have you thought about doing anything in terms of like player level design support or anything like that?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a wish list thing for me. Sometimes I'm tempted to just start in the middle of the night designing that, and in fact I do have a branch where I started making like an in-game level editor, just because I do want people to make their own levels and like post their own challenges and that kind of stuff. I think this game lends itself very good to like speedrunning and competition and getting the best times and stuff. And there's like some work in progress leaderboards stuff, not in the version that you're playing, but kind of in the game.
That's
still.
cool.
And I definitely want a level editor for that reason as well.
That's really awesome, actually. Being able to, like, run your own worm tournament, right? Wormament, as it were.
Wormament. Just find as many worm puns as you can.
Always taken out by the orb. I'm getting better at this. This level is incredibly... It feels like I'm defusing a bomb right now. All right. Yeah, see, now I've gotten better at this. Now I can get through this level mostly through it.
Yeah.
It feels good because it's funny because even though it's like a physics game with so many different traps and everything like this, it feels like a puzzle game. Like once you solve those pieces, you know how they're going to interact next time you're in there. And then it throws some curveballs in there, but a lot of it is just sort of like that so far.
Yeah, that's cool to hear as well. I've been really struggling just trying to lock down like a genre for this game. So I'd be actually curious to know what you think. Like, does it feel like a puzzle game? Does it feel like a more action arcade? Like, I guess it's a mix, but
it feels like an action puzzle game. It would likely fall under rage game for most people, just because it's physics and death, right? But it's pretty forgiving having the multiple lives. Like, it doesn't feel like super ragey. It's more one of those things where I could see people getting mad at it, you know, like normal,
Yeah.
as the internet does. But it is kind of physics ragey. So I would say action puzzle, at least for me, you know. It does lend itself quite well to that whole reactionary I'm mad at the game sort of responses though. Most definitely.
Yeah. Makes sense.
No. Damn it. Oh, I thought I could scoot through. No, I'm dead. I put myself into a corner and died. Yeah, I would say it's a worm-like. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. No, honestly, I think this is fantastic. I think you're doing something really cool. I am interested in a couple of things in terms of, you know, like how you've produced this. What engine did you use to make Worm Game? Number one.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the Unity engine.
So you built everything in Unity. Did you use any like anything at all? Because you said you built absolutely everything. So all of this is you from scratch.
Yeah, I would say so.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. I am interested, like, you don't have a publisher, you didn't go down that route. Is there a reason you didn't go down that route?
It honestly, I don't know. Like, it's something I might consider if there's like a very good publisher that becomes like a potential opportunity. But I don't feel very good about spending a lot of resources on chasing down publishers. I know a lot of people who have kind of like walked into a little bit of a trap as well with some publishers, and I'm sure like I just don't really know that much about the publishing game. But
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think you need
Mm.
one. Like, I think that what you're making here is already really, really cool. And usually what I find with publishers is they try to bring you to other platforms and localization. That's like the two best things that they can do. But you have very little in terms of localization. I think that's something that you could handle quite easily on your own, or even with contracting support. You know, like that's pretty much it. And the rest of it is just gameplay based. And it feels really, really good for this. Somebody in chat was asking if this has co-op. And there's a little section of video here. It does. So can you talk a little bit about the co-op feature and how this feels? Like, how does this play through?
Yeah, it plays like mostly similar to the single player, but in co-op, you kind of like take every other key. So the blue worm takes blue keys, green worm takes green keys.
Okay, so you have to work together. It's not competitive kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's not competitive. Yeah.
I really loved this other feature, too, that you showed in there where your leaderboards are going to be like ghost racing. Let me grab this. There we go.
Yeah, so like
This.
there's already just like a solo racing mode in the game, which you can try like whenever you want. But yeah, this would all be like later tied up to the leaderboards as well.
That's awesome. And I love that. And you basically just recorded every aspect of the gameplay. I saw that in the cinematic where it was showing my actual gameplay there. Can you talk a little bit about implementing that? Because that's awesome. Like being able to store the exact movements of such a strange body on a character is very interesting. And I want to understand the technical detail of how you put that all together.
Yeah, like the simple, easy answer is that you like you just store per frame every detail about the whole game's state. But like I kind of had a different approach to it in the beginning. I had this idea that since the game kind of is like fully deterministic, that the only thing that we needed in the replay data is just the position of the worm's head.
Okay.
And everything else could be like determined just by the random seed of the level and the all the other settings, and it would just like recreate the circumstances exactly how you play them.
Okay.
But yeah, that was kind of it was beautiful when it worked. It was like wow, I can't believe that works. But it broke very often. It's like it didn't take much for things to like, oh shit, now the orb doesn't bounce the same way in the replay, and there was like a few other obstacles as well. Like the replay system has like scrubbing, like you can go forward and back in time, and that was completely bad when relying on just like the deterministic recreation of the game state.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't cache anything, so I needed to recalculate everything when going back in time or forward in time, and that was not good. So I kind of like just revamped the entire replay system, and now it's kind of like as straightforward as you can imagine. You save everything that has changed per frame into a file and read it back in one chunk, and then load it and step through it.
That's actually a really cool system, to be honest with you. I think that's a really interesting... Oh, I died again. I think it's a really interesting way to handle it, because storing, like, even the elegance of just storing the worm's head and only the worm's head is very interesting. You know, like, that actually seems really cool. Actually, I want to try to blow up my character real quick and start this over so I don't get the ball into the next environment.
You can also hit R, by the way.
Oh, I can just hit R? Okay, cool. That is really nice. Oh, no, it's still going to go in there. Great. So everything is deterministic in the game. Every one of the interactions, everything like that?
Yeah, at least it's like really supposed to. I've seen like a few cases in playtesting where like, oh shit, that was not supposed to happen. But I would say like 99.99% of the time it's deterministic.
That's quite cool. I mean, like, that makes sense because you have... made it. Oh, my God. You have all of these lasers and everything like this, but the enemy AI is also... I've noticed that the worm over on the right side there, the carnivorous one, kind of does like an S shape and then pauses and then kind of does an S shape back, and it looks like he would just stay in the exact same area the whole time. So it does make sense that it would work that way. And it feels good, you know, like it feels good for the player, even if it is highly complicated, you know, like that's the biggest thing. The pattern may be complicated, but it does exist, is how it feels.
Exactly. There is definitely a pattern to it. It's just a bit complicated.
I'm actually really, really impressed with this. How many levels does the full game have? Because we've gotten through a ton of them so far.
I think there's 11 chapters and 6 levels, so it's 66 levels.
66 levels. That's a ton. And when you do launch the game fully, are you planning on releasing more levels into this, or are you pretty happy with having that many?
I'm pretty happy with it, but like I might like I can be quite impulsive. Sometimes I might get a bit of a thought in my head and go on a bit of an adventure. Maybe I shouldn't, but I don't really know. Probably there's gonna be 66. Maybe there will be more.
Yeah, it comes down to like kind of how you feel.
Yeah, and also like just based on feedback, I get good ideas from people as well.
No, that makes sense. I mean, like, people give you feedback on the game, and you just kind of go from there. I'm mostly interested in, you know, how you start doing release stuff with this, and like how far that ends up going for you. Because I think the core of this game is incredibly fun. It's really enjoyable, at least for me right now. Oh, that was a weird move. Probably won't do that on the next run. And like, for me, it's really interesting because you've got such an interesting core, and you can keep adding traps and doing all this kind of stuff and just really adding to the base game in a way that I usually don't see in other games. Like, a lot of the times you'll have something that's just very, very hard to keep producing, right? But with this, it seems like it'd be really easy to produce a level, and then you just have to sit there and play test it until it feels right. What is the general process for you building a new level, like from start to finish on that? How do you approach that? Because it looks like you have to add a new mechanic each time. At least each world you've added a new mechanic. And then it compounds on it into the future.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it starts with like a new type of enemy or obstacle. And once I have that, it's just a matter of like the first level is only with that thing, except in like a few exceptions. But that's the basic recipe, and then for the rest of the levels it just gradually incorporates more of what you have met before. And what I do usually, I start off just adding all the like enemies and the stuff that I want in this level into a list, and then I hit like, say I want 20 number of rooms, and then it I can auto generate like a starting point from my old like level generator. And
Okay.
once I have like some starting point that is like, okay, I can see this. This was fun. This was usable in some way. Then after that, I can hit another button, and it kind of like writes all of that into a format where I can edit everything explicitly in a way. And from there, I just keep testing and tweaking things that feel too hard or doesn't feel exciting, or doesn't feel fun, doesn't, yeah, and so on.
Doesn't work. Yeah, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
What do you feel your game does the worst? And this is the hardest question that I always ask everybody. Is what do you feel? Because like every game does something that every developer is like, I don't know if that even works. I don't know if that feels right.
That's a good question. I I don't know, like I can be quite unsure if the difficulty curve, if that is right for the game. I'm a bit unsure if like there should be 6 levels for each chapter. I'm a bit unsure if things can get a little bit like repetitive sometimes, but yeah, I don't know what it does the worst.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, there's also like some inconsistencies in how the art style is. Like, that's kind of like a work in progress, but some parts of the game are kind of like pixel art inspired. Some other parts of the game are not really pushing that look that much. So, like, it's maybe a bit like there's certainly other games that pull off a more cohesive look for their game. And it's kind
Really?
of like to be decided, I guess, how it's gonna turn out.
I actually think it's really interesting because I've felt like this so far has felt like a very cohesive visual experience. Like I haven't felt that at all. Like it's kind of interesting because you have like lasers and worms, but you know, like visually it all has kind of made sense. Oh my god, I finally beat it. Like visually
nice
it's all made sense to me at least. Like it feels like I'm going deeper and deeper into a facility sort of.
Yeah.
At first, I
Yeah,
thought I was
exactly.
inside of a body because it's worms and the walls look like meat. But you know, like
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
But then it started changing over to a facility, you know, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
And now it's like laser grids facility. I think it feels quite cohesive in terms of that.
Okay, that's good to know though.
At first, I thought that my light on my head would actually cause enemies to go through. I'm interested in. Do you have something planned for the light on the head, or is that just visual flair to make it easier to spot your own face?
It's kind of that. Although people have sometimes given me ideas with the light, that is kind of interesting. Like there's these like blind worms that don't see you, but like what if you shine a light in their face? Like can they somehow sense that? I don't know. Like there's stuff like that that I haven't like completely said no, I will not do that. But it's just visual, looks cool, or
Visual looks cool. Yeah. Oh!
yeah, I guess.
So tell me a little bit about this of creating cinematics for your game. Did you build these directly in Unity? Did you build these like as a movie asset outside of it? How did you make these? And what do you do to approach these too?
I made them mostly in Sprite, but there's parts of it that are rendered in Blender as well. So I like
Cool.
made a 3D scene and just tried to make it look a bit 2D. So yeah, partly that and partly Sprite.
You've created
And
the most terrifying thing imaginable that I've just now seen. An orb that shoots a laser.
yeah,
Okay.
combining your favorite enemies.
It's my two favorites. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's slowly rotating. This is death. I'm restarting. That's insane. What have you done? What cursed reality do I live in now? Wait. Victory? Oh my god. They're everywhere.
There's your path.
Got it. And this is all deterministic, so there is a timing for everything.
Yeah. I have
Okay.
definitely solved all the levels, I think.
What is it like to be a monster? How is that?
I wake up every day at 6 o'clock and I just start planning out like the worst possible things I could do. And
Good, good.
I just pick like from the most damage to least damage in that order.
It's pretty good. So with you building these deterministically, that means that when you first start off and you place the object in the room, you have to give it some kind of a momentum as well. Like before it even, like as it spawns, and the momentum has to be the same every single time, huh?
Yeah,
So
but
you
that's
apply that.
just based on a random seed. So like I write it as anybody would do when they say that just give it this thing a random momentum. But when you restore the random seed each time before this happens, you get the exact same result each time.
Is that random per player, or is that random just at compile?
Yeah, no, it's I guess compile. Like it's the same for everyone, to put it that way. Like everybody will get the exact same experience.
That makes sense. Do you have that exact seed like stored each time, or like when you put out a new build of the game, are the patterns on this going to change?
No, it's fixed. Like there was times when that was an issue when changing just a few things made everything like the random seed just act differently, and you get a completely different result. But not nowadays. Now it's completely fixed.
That's cool. Yeah, because like one of the things I was wondering with that is how do you run a speedrunning community if it changes every single time? Oh God, wait.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of that relies on the game being exactly the same. People will find new ways of getting through this, though. I'm just gonna restart. Lost too many lives in that middle ground. I got to learn how to do that one better. But I am interested in that. You know, like since you said that it is deterministic with that. No, this is a bad way to do this. Learning slowly the routine of these lasers here.
Yeah.
But no, I'm having quite a lot of fun with this. Legitimately so.
Yeah. Thank you. You're doing really good as well.
I don't think
wouldn't
so.
think a lot. A lot half of these things.
Really? I mean, like, for me, this feels
does.
brutal, but, like, good, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely a way through each time, and I just have to find it, you know?
Yeah. I guess it's more about like how fast you get these things sometimes. It's quite impressive.
Well, thank you. It's very nice of you. I think your game is really, really fun. Quite difficult, but learnable is the best part about it. And I usually find that rage games, this is actually quite different from your basic rage game. And the reason why is most rage games are reliant entirely on physics to create randomized scenarios that are different for every player. But you've done something different, and that's why it doesn't feel like a general rage game. It feels like a puzzle. And I like that. I really enjoy that. The fact that it's the same every time means that I can, dissect it and then just learn to get better. But if you do something like, say, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, right? Like that one, that is completely based on ridiculous physics. And there are patterns that you can do in there, but like, they're really tight comparatively.
That's nice to hear, though.
Yeah. It's a different kind of rage game, for sure. So, what comes next for you? What do you have left to finish before you launch this game, and what are you focusing on most right now?
Okay, so like mostly right now I'm focusing on polishing the demo and like getting people to be interested in the game and getting it in front of people so that we can get wish lists and so on. But as for what is remaining in the game, one thing is I need to figure out exactly what to do with online multiplayer. I've been going a bit back and forth on it. I have kind of like some online multiplayer implementation in place, but I'm not quite happy with how it works.
There.
It's a bit of a strange thing. It's not obvious how it should work when it's like a racing game like this. There's a few different approaches to it, but either way, Online multiplayer is on the list. Leaderboards, getting those working, that's also on the list. There's like a mostly finished speedrun mode, which is also on the list. Speedrun mode is just about finishing the entire game in like one session, and there's 2 modes of speedrun. There's the one where you get to like start over, and the only punishment you get is that you took some extra time, so you get a slower time. And then there's the hardcore, the really hardcore speedrun where if you die, you're just out. You just lose the entire run, and you have to start over from the very beginning of the game.
So you're doing a hardcore mode.
Maybe some crazy person sometime will try to do that, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Players are always gonna surprise you. Like, someone will do it. I remember when we put out our arcade game, and we had a player in the first like month get int cap on the score, which I didn't think would be possible. And they did it by playing 4.5 hours straight without taking a single hit of damage. And I was just like, all right, man, like, you win. You win the leaderboard. I don't even know what to do with that, right? And I checked first. I was like, did this guy cheat? Like, what is this? He's still in the community, too. That's Sky Storm King. But, like, it just blew me away. And I find that you will always be surprised by how good someone will be at your flavor of video game out there, no matter what it is. It's mind-boggling. Yeah, are there achievements for this? Did you add achievements for, like, finishing levels in certain speeds or anything like that?
I haven't implemented them yet, but it's that's definitely a to-do. I really think there should be achievements.
I love the achievement system in Steam. It's actually quite a lot of fun. So I'm glad to hear that, honestly. Like, I'm an achievement hunter guy. I love that. Yeah, honestly, there's so much tension in this that you wouldn't really expect, and I'm really impressed with that. Because you've got kind of like every single environment is a puzzle to solve. Every single environment is difficult in its own right. I do really enjoy this, though, as much as it is frustrating in its own right. It's frustrating in a fun kind of a way. In a I have to solve it sort of way. Oh my god. This is madness. It's a worm dance. It's a dance that I don't know the moves to.
Yeah, this one is complicated. Must be like in the middle of the night for you then?
Yeah. So I stream actually from midnight till noon each day so that it hits the United States, most of Europe, and then Australia. So it ends up being a pretty global community here.
Yeah, wow. That it kind of like sounds like a big sacrifice to to do that.
Nah. I get to spend all day with the goblins. It's kind of it's a good thing, IMO.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, oh wait, I think I solved it. But can I solve it a second time? Is the real question. So, with all of that being said, I'm really interested in knowing and understanding how you did the animation on this. Right. So you have nodes following each other. Is what it looks like to me. And then, how did you get that movement to feel fluid? Did it just kind of come together really easily? Did you go through a lot of iteration? Because it looks great and it feels visceral. You know.
Yeah, thank you. It kind of like the game kind of started with it feeling great, and that's why I chose to like, okay, this feels good. I want to make this a game. But I have done some stuff afterwards as well to like add some more nice things, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of iteration for the base thing, but if you see when you're moving, there's like a slight amount of like tail wiggling, like a bit of side to side stuff.
Yeah, I can see that right at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, that came a bit later. It's like a little sine curve, I guess, a sine value that's just being multiplied down the chain of the worm's body, and
so by the time it gets to the end, it's much
bit
more expressive. That's cool. That's a great way to do that. I love that. Yeah, because you can see the little bit of wiggle in there, and it adds quite a bit of life to it. And I was just kind of fascinated by the way that you had built this to interact with the environment. Oh God, I got eaten finally. The way that you would interact with the environment, the sound of it, the feeling of it is just it's great. Like, it feels really, really good.
Thank you.
I made it through.
Yeah, I wanted to feel fluid.
Oh, it looks like this one doesn't have the video of me.
Yeah, that's too bad.
What? Wait, what is that? What are those?
Oh, yeah, that really must be it. That's the eyes. That's the eyes of the follower worms that are being sorted on top of the UI. Whoops.
Oh, that's
guess.
terrifying. That's really funny. I was like, what is it?
I'm actually kind of glad it happened on the stream.
Layering. I would never feel negatively about any of that, honestly. Like, layering issues and scuff, it happens, right? This is something that I noticed on really early on. Your lighting system actually is lighting certain aspects of this along the edge, and it only does it towards the edge of the actual creatures. So, like, if we're here, it lights that side edge. I love the detailing because when we're over on this side, it actually does it there as well, and it really adds to these types of environments. So you've added quite a bit of polish to these, and I'm interested is like. We have a lot of people in the community that are either just starting out as developers or, they're just, doing game jams and things like that. Can you talk a little bit about the process of polishing up environments and how you personally feel about what should you spend your time on? Because I could see you took some time to make that look nice, right? And it's like, when did you decide and why did you decide to take the time to do that?
It came like not all at once for sure. I have had like multiple rounds of like believing like, okay, now I have something that looks good, and then I kind of like feels like I'm mature a little bit on how it actually looks, and then I'm like, but there's actually something that it needs, something that's wrong with it, and I spend a day or two like working on a bit of a new look, like doing some stuff with some shaders and stuff, and then mostly it turns out for the better. But about when, I think that this lighting that you're talking about, there was like an early iteration, maybe like 1.5 years back or something, but it's quite recent that I made it look, in my opinion, much better as well. I just stopped using Unity's own lighting system.
And just built your own.
Yeah, it was a bit hard to get it to do exactly what I wanted. So it's a very simple implementation that I'm doing right now. There's normal maps on everything, and like very pixelated normal maps. And the lighting calculation is quite manual as well. And probably there's only a few like game devs who would be very interested in the actual technical implementation, but it's
You'd be surprised. I actually love the way that it looks, so I'm pretty happy with it. Have you ever thought about putting out like blog posts or anything on like the features that you add to it? Because I think that would be some of this stuff would be a really cool read. Honestly, I like the stuff that you're doing with it. It's really interesting the way that this moves. Even you'd be amazed at how interesting small touches like this can be for people.
Yeah, I have considered that. I have done like 1 or 2 videos at most, not nearly many enough. I know that people are definitely interested to like in devlogs and stuff like that, and I definitely think I should do more of that.
I think this is
given
quite cool,
a lot of like instructions in Reddit posts in the comment section.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm slowly making my way through the orbs. Okay. There we go. I've made it somehow. I like how the new puzzle mechanic in this one is rotating shields in the center of these, so they're not just a safe zone anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like partially a safe zone, but it's also like you get locked out and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a detriment at the same time. Finally got owned. So this is going to be a hard one. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. What are you thinking about the price point for Worm Game?
So I don't know, but like intuitively, it often feels like it might be a $15 game. Sometimes it feels like maybe it should be slightly lower, but I feel like kind of like makes sense at the moment, at least $15, and then most people are gonna buy it on sale. But I don't know. What do you think?
Honestly, I think that price point makes sense. Anywhere from $10 to $15 makes sense to me because at its surface, it seems very simple, which is going to be tough you know, tough to convince people otherwise. But as you get into it, this gets really complicated. It gets really interesting. The mechanics start to really come into it. And I think as more people play it and they see that, it ends up being like, oh, wait a minute. No, this price point makes sense. Anywhere from 10 to 15 makes complete sense to me. I do, you know, I always think that sales are like the best thing you can do as a dev. As long as you do 20% off, like, it's always going to be beneficial to you. And there's never a time where that's negative, honestly. So glad to hear that you want to do sales and everything like that, because it is really, really good to do that. Mostly because you get the emails. The emails are a huge part of it.
Yeah, which is the extra notification.
How do you feel about modding the game? Is that something you would encourage, something you would discourage from people, is to mod the game to do different things or have different types of behaviors or add their own stuff? Every dev feels differently about that, and there's no wrong answer, honestly.
Yeah, like I have been modding games myself from time to time, so I'm a fan of modding in general. Kind of like the games kind of like need to be designed with that in mind, and I'm not sure if I have done that, but I think at least eventually adding a level editor would be good, and I'm sure there's other things that people might be interested in though, like modding the design of the worm and stuff like that.
Changing the models out, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Almost died.
But as far as people going in and like switching out certain images and making like direct edits to the game in a way that is not like designed, I guess I'm okay with it as long as they don't like cheat the leaderboards or something. But
yeah, that's always the thing. Is like the moment you add leaderboards, you're adding that like we gotta make sure that you don't mod the game to cheat the leaderboard. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was gonna work. I was so greedy. My greed. No! I understand how to do it now. I'm just not good enough to do it. My own hubris. My own hubris. It's fine, though. No, I'm really impressed with this, though. Like, I think it's got a lot of... like... I don't know. It just feels... It feels different to me, because I generally don't like rage games, to be honest with you. But like I said, this doesn't feel like a rage game. It feels like a puzzle game, like an action puzzle game.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because you wouldn't really expect that, you know? Oh!
It's a rage game disguising itself as a puzzle game, just enough that it works, I guess.
Maybe it is. Maybe I've been rused. I've been lied to. It is actually a rage game. How do you guys feel about it in chat? How does the community feel about Worm Game? Oh. Didn't die. Well, I thought I was screwed there. Looks cool. Action puzzle for you? Yeah.
I wish Steam had a like rage game category. Or like genre or like tag.
Yeah, I don't know if it does. I'm not sure.
I think I might have looked.
Oh my god, I did it. I understand that puzzle now. Now I just have to not screw up this very simple, very easy puzzle. Oh, I almost screwed it up. I hit the wall. The horror, the deep horror. So this is interesting. See how that orb went into the room here?
Yeah.
If I do this and I wait, that makes it no longer deterministic, right?
Yeah. Like then you escape that particular thing. Yeah.
That's very interesting, actually. So there are little things you can affect, but only based on you opening or not opening doors at specific times.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's deterministic in the sense that if you open that door at the exact same time every time, you're gonna get the same result. But yeah,
So you said earlier you during the ad break you were talking about how you were from Norway, so you're
yeah,
Norwegian. Are you based out of there now?
yeah. Half of the year I'm in Norway, and half of the year I'm in Vancouver with my girlfriend there.
That's awesome. What is the indie scene like there? And I've been asking everybody who's an international dev, of like, what is it like making indie games there? Because it's so different for everybody, depending on like how much support you have, like how much interest there is.
Yeah, it's decent. I guess like Norway as a whole is not. They haven't really put their money on the games industry that much yet, unfortunately. They really should. But the particular place where I live, it's called Hamar. It's a good indie scene. It's kind of like one of the main hubs in Norway for indie games.
That's awesome.
Because there's like a game school here where people kind of end up in game companies or like end up making game companies after they're done. And that's cool. Like the support is we kind of like rely on our regional film funds actually. So we have to like share our funds with film and movies, documentaries. Um,
So it's
but there's
shared. Are you talking about like government funding? Are you talking about like grants
yeah,
kind of a thing? Okay.
yeah,
It's
like
shared between the
government
film.
funding.
Okay.
These are grants. You can get development grants. I have gotten many development grants for different games. I have gotten like two, I think, for Worm Game.
That's awesome.
Nothing huge. I've been severely poorly paid by by that consequence, but there's definitely like some opportunities for Norwegian devs to get big funding with NFI, as it's called.
Yeah, I've actually seen that quite a few times where local governments do like funds, like grants for everything. And it's cool to see that Norway actually has that. I know that I believe in Brazil, they're doing like tax breaks for indie studios. Like that's a big thing
Okay.
for them. And there was an explosion of indie devs in Brazil related to something like that. And then there are some areas, I believe Germany has one. There's a couple others too. I wasn't even paying attention there. But yeah, it's always a benefit. So if you are developing a game, look to see if your local government has anything that they can do in terms of grants that may help you out. You'd be surprised, you know. You apply for a grant, they do that, and I'm just gonna get out here. I'm getting lasered. There's too many bouncing lasers. But yeah, like it's definitely something to look into if you're a dev. Is make sure that you see if you have an opportunity for that, because you'd be kind of amazed at how common that is. It very much is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And like if you're a solo dev, it's many people sit like alone in their own bubble, but it's possible to go out and find like the game dev community and share office spaces and stuff like that, and you can get a lot of useful information about this funding and that kind of stuff as well, usually.
Yeah, there are areas where, like for office space, which I thought was really cool, like a collaborative development environment, where they like say, hey, here's an office. Like that's the grant. The grant is a place you can go to work as an office space with internet and computers and everything like that. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's like an
Somebody's saying
opportunity.
Australia has this as well. I love that. So in terms of international on this, the game does have very little in terms of text, but are you thinking about localization? And if you are, what languages do you think you would want to support the most?
Um, I think, yeah, I definitely want to do localization. I don't know yet which languages in total I should support. I think there must be like the big languages like English. I think actually a lot of like Russian people have been interested in Worm Game for some reason, and like just getting this to like Asia and Japanese, Chinese. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. Like I haven't really given that too much thought.
There. No, that makes sense. I think that localization, anytime you release the game internationally, you're just increasing the amount of sales you get.
Yeah.
Bar none. You know, it's one of the best things you can do, especially for building community, because more people get more interested in it. It is definitely worth it. Just from a base standard, what I've found is with localizing for, say, Brazil, right? Even though the purchasing power in Brazil is so much lower, we find that if you localize your game for Brazilian Portuguese, your overall income on the game will increase by 20 to 25% if you do it right. And it's because if you support Brazil, Brazil is going to support you because Brazil rocks. So there are definitely huge advantages to that, I think. And
that sounds great. Definitely want to do that.
I think with so little to localize too, you have a lot to gain in terms of this, like a lot to gain, because the cost for localization for you is going to be so small, and then the benefit from that's going to be massive. So, no, you've done a really good job with this, honestly. I think every room does feel difficult in its own right. I think the game is very fun. I think everything feels really fluid. It definitely has that kind of visceral feel to it, you know, because the movement and the wet. And I love the way that the character moves, where it's kind of like when you move fast, it stretches out, which can cause problems for you based on like how you're playing through or how you're trying to avoid obstacles. Like everything just feels right. So you've done a really good job with this. And I can't wait to see how it does when it launches, because to be real with you, this feels like it should do really well to me if it gets in like to the right audience, you know? It's definitely like a... It'll probably fit into the rage game sort of category for that. But I could see this being very, very fun for people outside of that even, which is a rarity, you know. Wow, I screwed that up completely. Nice.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's really nice to hear for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nope, dead. Are there secret levels? That's actually interesting. I don't know if there are. Are there? Have you hidden secrets?
No secret levels at the moment.
That's fair. Honestly, the normal levels are already hard enough. I couldn't even imagine what a secret level would be like.
Oh, so like I guess that you got your random levels in the random mode. So I guess since all of them are unique, you can consider them secret. They can be your little secret.
That's fair. No one will know that I'm bad at worm game. It'll be a secret. The orbs are in the wrong room. I think this is it. Yes.
Honestly, that's incredible.
No, it's not. It doesn't feel incredible. It feels like I'm making it by the skin of my teeth, my little worm teeth. So, with all of this being said, we're almost at time now. Is there anything you can give as advice for any developers that are out there that may just be starting out? You know, may just be starting their journey on this kind of stuff. What is the biggest piece of advice you have for them?
That's a good question. I think, like, I have some advice that I have not followed very well myself, which is why I can give it as advice.
That's the best kind of advice.
Yeah. I guess, like, test your game a lot very early and make sure that people are actually interested before you make a huge commitment. Like mentally make a huge commitment to it. Worm Game was kind of like, it was started in that spirit. It was supposed to be a small side project. It kind of became bigger, so that's where my advice falls apart. But I still stand by that. I think it's very common for like passionate indie developers like myself to just like feel like you got to make this big.
Yeah.
Your big dream come true, and most of the time it might be better to just like go to a game jam and like just try to find what's fun to play and just let that guide you and don't overscope. It's like I know everybody says this, so it's not like very tailored and unique advice from me specifically.
It doesn't matter. I mean, like, even if it's not tailored and unique, that's totally fair. And it's, you know, reiterating the same advice of others is never a problem, honestly. I think it makes complete sense, because overscoping is absolutely something people do all the time. It is important to stick kind of rigidly to a size of your project and make sure that you understand the time cost of anything that is that you're building, for sure. Yeah. So I agree with you. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah. Also, start marketing. Like, as soon as you have something that looks pretty fun, don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for your visuals to be perfect. If it looks to people like it's going to be fun, just start trying to build community as soon as you can. That's like something I really did not do. I kind of stayed in a bubble for a long time, and then only recently I kind of started trying to get people to also see the game. And that's why Worm Game now is like very much behind. I feel like we don't have many wish lists, and when the game is like getting close to finishing, we're still like so low on wish list that we just have to like wait and like get more attention, and we have to spend a lot of time on that. And it's better if that is just with you by default in a way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So one of the things I always tell people is like make a Discord immediately. Like just make it day one. And even if your game doesn't look amazing yet, it doesn't matter. Like just make it day one and produce a demo, and get it out there and start talking to people. Because like you want to set up all the buckets for when people are interested. You don't want to have to play catch up for when they become interested. Like have it there, have it ready, just in case. And maybe your game right now doesn't explode, but maybe the next game you make explodes. Maybe that's more interesting to people. And then you have all those buckets ready for that too.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think what you've made here is very fun, and I think it's quite cool. And I think when you have a level editor in this, I think it will be very easy for you to garner interested community because they'll start to share levels with each other. And that's a big deal. That immediately allows community creation. Anytime you have something that's like, hey, come be creative, make a worm level,
Yeah. Thank you.
I think it's going to help a lot. And I think your game is cool, so it works.
One more piece of advice, and this is like a very small, not that significant, but adding sound very early to the stuff that you make, because I feel like it immediately tells you so many things that you only were that you were really much lacking before. Giving sound gives like so much game feel, and it reveals like lots of issues with how things feel, and it even helps you like debug things. In my experience, like if you add sound, if something is like happening lots of times without you realizing, and it's like, okay, but you can hear the sound repeating, like of course there's
that makes sense. Like we talk a lot about audio fatigue in the community, where it's like the same exact sound over and over again can lead players to like really not like that sound.
Will this be released on mobile? Yeah, that is the plan. It started out as a mobile game. That is something I forgot to mention.
Well, that's cool.
Started out as that's why the rooms are shaped like a mobile screen.
Nice. What other platforms are you trying to target? Is it just Steam and then mobile? Or are you doing
mobile,
actually?
Steam, I really want to do Switch. That's something I want to do, but because I think a lot of people would enjoy co-op on Switch.
Makes sense.
Other than that, I don't know exactly which commitments I would want to make yet, but I'm just trying to like find out what people want, like what platforms people want to play this game on.
I think on this on Switch would feel really good if I had like twin stick controls for that. Like just kind of moving the worm with a joystick would feel really, really good. I would not even twin stick, just joystick control. Joystick control, I think, would feel great, personally.
Yeah, like you can plug in a joystick whenever, and it's gonna work.
Oh my god, this doesn't have any doors. Oh my, okay. This place is like keyless. It's horrifying. Yeah, no, honestly, I could see this doing really, really well on those types of platforms. I think on Switch would be really cool. I'd definitely play it on that. Does this work on Steam Deck? Do you have it functioning on Steam Deck?
I haven't tried. I don't know what exactly you need to do to make it work on Steam Deck. I don't think it is a lot.
You set it for approvals. It's super easy. It's like not as scary as you would think. Yeah, I love this, man. I think you're making something really cool. And I think that the fact that it just keeps evolving to be more difficult has been a lot of fun for me. So nice job.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I have a question for you here. Like, what do you think about the earlier levels? Was it like getting boring at some point? Since like
No.
it's mostly worms in the first 6 levels, and then you kind of like with spinny lasers for a while, and it takes a while for you to get to this like more hectic stuff.
I don't think it was boring in any respect. I think the way that it felt to me was the moment I felt like I had conquered a mechanic, you threw another curveball at me as a player, and that felt quite good. Because it showed me immediately like, oh, you think you beat that? You didn't beat that. Right? Like that's how it felt. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I'm trying to get this early part solved. But yeah, like none of that felt bad. It just felt like I was playing really poorly at first, and then I'd master a mechanic, and then you'd be like, well, here's another one. Now do both of them at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And like that just feels good, because then when you do finally overcome it, you're like, hell yeah, like that felt great. Some of these feel hectic, but they only feel hectic at first, and then kind of after that, you get used to it, and then that hectic falls away, and it becomes more about you having the proper, I guess, like motion control, like hand-eye coordination to do it right. And remembering things like that, where like that laser just exists for like a quarter of a second sort of a thing in that environment. Or remembering that lasers can block other lasers and that the dotted line is not scary under certain circumstances. In fact, the dotted line is safe, is the only safe spot under certain circumstances. Like here, But then there you have to realize like that's not going to be able to do it. Hello, Calrus. Thank you for the raid. And I think for me, like that feels very good as a player. It feels like progression. It feels like personal progression rather than it feels like gamified or mechanical progression with like any type of power up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So personally, I like it. I feel like some people would probably get really frustrated with it, but if you're frustrated at that, you're frustrated because you have a skill issue. It's kind of how it feels.
It's totally fair to be to just like get too frustrated as well. Like there must be a bunch of people who are just not the kind of game that they would enjoy, or like the kind of workflow that they would enjoy.
Yeah, 100% fair. For me, I really enjoy this, but that's just
that was a sick move.
Felt good. All right. We are almost at time, but is there anything you want to leave the community out with? And before you do, I want to say, I think this is really fantastic. I want to play it at launch. I'm excited to see what you do with it. I want to see the level editor once you eventually implement that, and I think it's a lot of fun. I think what you're making is cool. Like, I like this. I think it feels good, and it does not feel like a rage game. It feels like an action puzzle game, which is great. So, anything you want to say? Anything at all?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. It's like been really good to do this. I think for all of us involved, and like to the community. I guess just if you like this game, please wishlist it. I would be super happy for any support. And we have a Discord as well. If you're like interested in enough to join the Discord, we would be very happy. Really appreciated. And it's been really fun. I was extremely nervous in the beginning, but like now it's just like relaxing seeing you go through these levels, and it's been kind of a joy just watching you do it and do it very well as well. So
thank you.
Thanks for doing Indiecember. Thanks for picking Worm Game, and just thanks for all the compliments too.
Oh, I'm really glad, dude. And I know everybody gets really nervous when they first come on, and I'm like, it's gonna be okay. Just imagine thousands of people in their underwear. It'll be fine. It's the whole audience, it'll be fine. But no, it can be really nerve-wracking, but I think it's important to me that people find out about the dev, you as a person. It makes a lot of people more comfortable playing a game or like looking at a game because they're like, oh, well, I heard that person talk. I know what they're about. I know what they're interested in. I know what their aspirations for the game are, what they want to add, and that makes it more interesting and compelling for people. So I'm always happy to do these interviews, and I think I think it adds a lot, and I'm glad that you think the same, honestly.
For sure.
Oh my god. All right. Made it, somehow. Horrifying.
You basically made it to the end of this extended demo. Like you're right up there with the like next to last chapter.
So I'm worming, is what you're saying. I'm becoming the worm.
Yes, you're one with the worm.
One with the worm. I can feel it. I can do the worm now, Chet. This is horrifying, by the way. I have 2 lives left, and I don't feel like that's enough. I couldn't even imagine this game when you had 1 life. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was crazy. And also, I'm sure I have missed like very many questions and chats, so apologies for that.
Totally fair. Nothing wrong with that at all. I miss them all the time. My job is to miss them for 12 hours. Thank you, Chet. Now do a hitless run? I guarantee someone will. I guarantee someone will make the hitless run. 100%. Like, that's going to happen eventually, and they're a mutant for doing it, but they will do it. That is what people do.
The way, like, in the current state of the replay system, if you die and, like, then win the level, and then you save the replay, you're going to see a replay as if you never died because it has rewinded, and then it just started recording again from that point on. So it's kind of like a TAS.
Damn. I got owned. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for all the kind words. Your game is awesome, and I hope it does really well. I really do.
Thank you so much.
And make sure to wishlist it, guys, and I will talk to you later. But thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you as well.
See you around.
See you around then. Bye-bye. Bye.